Siya ezwini lesine, the fourth word of Jesus on the cross, as found in the book of Mark, chapter 15, verse 34. It reads, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which is being interpreted, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? I love it in Aramaic. In Amharic it says, Eloi lama sabachthani, Eloi. My God, why have you forsaken me, my God? Nkulunkulu wami, ungishiyelani, nkulunkulu wami. Xikwembu xanga undzitshikele yini, xikwembu xanga. This is another prayer. This is another prayer of Jesus on the cross. When he realized, when he saw that he was shamefully dying, when he realized that he had been shamed, when he realized ukuthi wenziwe into engelutho waphendulwa isidwedwe, having prayed for the perpetrators, having prayed for his persecutors, having prayed for his enemies, having prayed for his opposition, having made a promise to a thief on the cross that I will be with you in paradise, having given his mother a son that will take care of her in her old age, he goes back to God and say, my God, why have you forsaken me, my God? Sometimes it is important to know which God you are crying to. I have seen some people when they are in distress, when they pray, they would even say, I am praying to whichever God is listening. But when Jesus Christ was dying on the cross, he knew which God is his God. He did not be like the woman that we read about in the book of Ruth, who says to umamezala wake, your God will be my God. Christ understood his very own God. He did not have many other gods. Because in that story in the Old Testament, it is clear to us that that woman perhaps had other gods. But Christ, he knew which God was his God. He was not taking chances about this God. He says, my God. And I am puzzled as to why he did not address him as Father in this instance. In this instance, Jesus is saying, I am no longer equal to you. Because when he addressed God as the Father, he would say, me and the Father, we are one. But in this instance, he is saying, this is God. This is not just the Father. He must be exalted. And I should be lowered. Mina nifanele kuhunguteka, nifanele kutsongahateka, ngimele ngehle, yena aphakame, because this is my God. But he has a question to this God. Why have you forsaken me? To me, it seems like this was not part of the bargaining. When Jesus had promised to come as emhlabeni, ezofela izono zabantu, this was not part of the bargaining council. Perhaps kwi-union yasezulwini, in the heavenly union, this was not part of the discussions. He was never told that at some point he will be deserted. He was never told that at some point he will be left alone to suffer alone. He was never told that at some point he will have to endure the pain of the cross alone. He cries to this God. You must remember, some biblical scholars say Jesus had lived for 30 years before he died. Some say he might have lived for 33 years before he died. So Jesus had accumulated a big number of friends. Jesus had accumulated a big number of followers. Jesus had accumulated a big number of disciples. But when he was in distress, in one instance, he uthama akhongela afamba ni vadyondzisi va yena aku pray with me loko aya kukhongeleni kambe loko abuya uba kuma ba etlele. And that prepared him that in this instance, when he cries to God, he must understand that abantu bomhlaba kunezikhathi lapha bazokushiya khona, kunezikhathi lapha bangeke bekwazi ukuba nawe khona. That is why even on the cross, most of his disciples were nowhere to be found. Now he cries, he directs his cry to God. My God, my God, my God, why have you forsaken me, my God? In the Aramaic, they sandwich the part where he is deserted between God, because they wanted it to be clear that God is the Alpha, that God is the Omega. It does not matter what happens, Ashkari, whether you are forsaken, whether you are in distress, but at the end of the day, God will be God. My God, we do not get an answer to this question here. We can speculate and say God had to leave him because God could not be associated with anything that was unclean, because Jesus Christ had taken all the sins of the world unto himself. We can speculate, and say God could not be associated with Christ at this time, could not be there with him because Christ was naked and he was in a shameful position. But we do not find an answer to this question. It reminds me of a prayer of a man in Psalm 88 who prayed to God, saying to God, in the morning I cry to you, in the afternoon I cry to you, in the evening I cry to you, but my misery is not going away from me. Nashaniseka, ngiyahlupheka, nabangani bami basukile kimi, nezihlobo zami zisukile kimi, athi izinyembezi zami zingukudla kwami, but he kept on holding on to the faith. Even though the answer of his salvation was not there. It is the same in this instance with Jesus Christ. He says, my God, he says, my God, he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? But God is not answering. Sometimes, Bamakwero, we will not have answers to our sufferings. Sometimes we will not understand why we are sick and we go to the most expensive doctors, but they are not able to help us. Sometimes we will not understand why we go to the most expensive hospitals. Why are we paying for the most expensive medical aids, but we are not being helped? Sometimes we will not understand why are we losing money paying for all sorts of services when we are not getting anything in return. It is the same in this prayer of Jesus. This is one prayer that is prayed with passion, that is prayed wholeheartedly, that is prayed in terms of distress, but there is no answer to it. But Jesus had to endure. Jesus had to endure. Sometimes, we will not have answers. Let us accept the situation. We will not have answers. Sometimes we will not understand why certain things are happening in our lives. But let us not lose faith. Let us not lose hope in God. Even though it feels God has forsaken us, even though we feel like we are all alone, nobody cares about us, nobody cares about our lives, let us hold on to faith and not lose hope. This is what happened with Jesus. This is what what happened with Jesus. And some people started even gossiping. They started saying, they started murmuring, he is calling Elijah. This and that. Now you can pray in your situation. You can pray even when there are no answers. You can pray even when you feel like you are losing faith. You can pray when you are losing hope, but hold on to your faith. And let the people talk. But pray to your God. Pray to your God in the midst of suffering. Pray to your God in the midst of uncertainty. Pray to your God, and God will see you through. Amen.